real quick. Welcome, angry faithful, to the Friday What the Hell episode, where we basically talk about political bullshit that we found on the week. Today's going to be a quick one because, well, we basically have a couple of stuff to go over, but we're going to try to make this as quick as possible because I got work, jobs, and stuff, peoples.
He's going to be soothing but savage.
What?
That was the comment that was just made on Fox about what Trump is going to be like here in a few minutes when he speaks at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He's going to be soothing and savage.
Yes, because the Correspondents' Dinner is happening right now.
We'll break into it when Trump actually starts speaking.
Yes, exactly. But the first thing is we're going to talk about is Trinidad, Texas. What have you heard about Trinidad, Texas, Bill? And why is it prevalent in the news right now?
Texas? Oh man, I thought we was going to do a story on the Southern Caribbean country. No,
Bill.
That wasn't it.
No, Bill.
Crap.
Texas has many names for places. I mean, we have a Paris, Texas. We got a Mars, Texas. There's also
Texas.
Mars. Never been to Mars?
No, I haven't.
I've been to Mars. Oh, it's nice. Small, quaint town. But yeah, we'll get into the Trinidad stuff after it. So we got a minute for the Trinidad stuff?
Yeah, well, you mentioned Mars, and someone was like, Elon going to Mars, us going to Mars. What happened if a trillionaire alien came here, an Elon type alien?
Okay, if it's an Elon type alien, wouldn't it just be Elon, or is it an actual alien?
An alien that visited, who was a trillionaire who visited us. Instead of us visiting another planet, it would be like an Elon of another planet coming and visiting us. And this is what AI came up with when I said an Elon type alien trillionaire visiting us from their planet.
That's nowhere near interesting, and we've lost viewers because of that. Thank you, Bill. Anyways, what's happening in Trinidad? What happened? The starting of this. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago when a woman made a Facebook post. Let me get the full thing in here. Let me get the. I'll just share this.
Following this all since the beginning, and David's in with the latest on what he's learned now. David.
Hey, Steve. Yeah, what started off as a water controversy has now turned into the Texas Rangers investigating a city and some of its officials. Texas Rangers now investigating the city of Trinidad. What's your reaction?
I'm very glad that they're investigating.
Jennifer Combs did not plan to be the spark leading to a criminal investigation into the city of Trinidad.
To tell the story to someone, they would think you were crazy. You know what I mean?
In May, Combs was arrested for a Facebook post questioning the safety of Trinidad's drinking water. Her felony false alarm charge was dismissed. And then Police Chief Charles Gregory has since resigned. By now, some city officials acknowledge water issues. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality continues to investigate, and it's all led to the Texas Rangers being involved in a broader issue. And what's happening is not just about water, correct?
No, it's way bigger than just water.
Half a dozen plaintiffs have filed lawsuits against the city of Trinidad over a range of allegations, including wrongful arrests and retaliatory firings related to the water controversy.
For lack of better words, corruption.
Just this week, a lawsuit was filed by former city administrator and secretary Lindsay Patterson. Patterson's lawsuit claims she had no record of discipline, but was suspended and terminated in February 2026 after reporting to the police department that public funds belonging to the city were being held by private individuals. For months, Fox 4 has been reaching out to Trinidad's new city administrator, Cynthia Dozier, the highest-ranking city employee who's named as a defendant in multiple lawsuits.
Do you have any comment about the Texas Rangers investigation into the city?
Not once has she returned an email, and at her office on Friday, she continued to not say anything.
I've been repeatedly emailing officials, including yourself, within the city.
We need to know that our office is in order. And I think the best way to do that is with a third party having eyes on it and finding out what really is going on here.
In May, Trinidad Mayor Dennis Hawes publicly called on the Rangers to investigate city officials during an interview with Fox 4.
We were interviewing here, and you asked for the Texas Rangers to come in and investigate, and now they are. What's your reaction?
Well, I think it's certainly something that we need. I wanted people here to know that there is going to be transparency at the end of this.
It seems like it's one thing after another.
It is. But hopefully they'll get it all together and we'll get to the bottom of it and Trinidad can make good changes.
We're dealing with all these allegations about corruption within City Hall. But at the end of the day, the water is still in question.
It's still in question.
Ironically, had Combs not been arrested for raising attention to the water, it's unclear if there'd be this much attention on city officials.
I'm just ready for all of it to calm down and what's going to happen is going to happen and the rest needs to be done so we can get back to the real issues of fixing the water. People deserve clean water.
You're just a mom with a Facebook page.
Yeah, it's me.
And all of this has come following your arrest.
So if you're a mom with a Facebook page, don't give up.
But, David, what was the truth about the water?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
At 6, new state reports are revealing details behind water issues in Trinidad and is giving the city a deadline to come up with an improvement plan. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality released the results of 2 investigations on Monday. The agency says the problems are due to aging water distribution mains, failures in the system's design, and chemicals more than 300% higher than the federally allowed limit in the water. TCEQ.
Yes.
That's horrible.
What? That did 25 more seconds.
Says they have received 14 reports on the city's water in the last 5 years. The city has recently come under the spotlight after arrests, lawsuits, and resignations, all related to the city's water system. Trinidad has until August 3rd to submit a plan to fix their violations. The Texas Rangers also confirmed today they are investigating the city.
That's all kinds of messed up. Well, the whole thing started for me taking a look at this was because she did her own little post. Hey, the water's bad. Look at this, XYZ, and she was arrested for it. For we'll just go with hate speech.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was. It was basically she was causing. It's like the going into a theater and screaming out fire in a theater. So, yeah. Basically, that's what they arrested her for, and then they dropped the charges. So,
False alarm report. Person commits, wasn't hate speech. Person commits this offense if they knowingly initiate a report of emergency that they know is false or groundless. Oh,
really-
geez.
Yeah.
They should arrest just about every anti-data center activist out there.
Yeah, Bill. We're not going over that this week. We'll do that next week. Anyways, but yeah, basically that's what they did. They arrested her. That was the one thing that irked me about this. We all have the First Amendment rights to say whatever stupid stuff that we want to say. Is it really stupid half the time? Yes, a lot of the times. But hey, guess what? You're not allowed to arrest people for that. She's going to sue the city, make a fortune, and she's all I'm all for it. I'm all for that because she deserves it. Will she? Who knows? There's certain allegations that she might, but yeah, every one of the city council has quit. They just what?
No, it wasn't the city council.
Yeah,
It was not the city council. It was the city hall staff.
It's city hall staff.
It was the staff at the city hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone. Every single person there. People couldn't pay their bills. People couldn't do any city work because every single city staff person, all three of them quit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I do have that also.
Okay.
3 employees of the city of Trinidad and Henderson County have resigned just days after the Texas Rangers launched an investigation into what was going on in Trinidad.
And that includes the city administrator, the highest ranking position in the city. It comes after accusations of retaliatory firings from other city employees, and all this started after an arrest over a social media post about the water. Fox 4's David Sintendry has more on the latest developments and joins us now live. David?
Hey, Heather and Steve, and all this is leading to City Hall being closed at a time when there are allegations of retaliation and corruption.
It's a complete full stop to revenue. It's a complete full stop.
Trinidad City Hall closed indefinitely.
It prevents people from having the ability to go and pay their bills, pay their tickets.
A result of its entire 3-person administration department quitting amidst a Texas Rangers investigation into allegations of public corruption.
The train went way off the tracks. Like it didn't even switch tracks. It just full derailed.
Lindsay Patterson is the city's former city administrator, the highest ranking employee.
I was going to oversee kind of the operations, the compliance, the financial aspects of things.
Patterson reported to city council, but council fired her in February 2026. In a lawsuit, she claims it came after reporting to Trinidad police that public funds belonging to the city were being held by private individuals.
And they didn't like being told that that's against the law, that that's not a proper way of doing things, and that will impact the city as a whole. That would prevent us from having good audits or obtaining desperately needed grants. Those are problems.
Cynthia Dozier replaced Patterson, but on Wednesday, Dozier unexpectedly quit. Dozier, a defendant in multiple lawsuits by former employees who claim they were fired in retaliation related to the city's ongoing water controversy. One of them, former municipal judge Shalina Bibbins, claims she was fired for dismissing a charge against Winston Knowles. Knowles was arrested for protesting the arrest of Jennifer Combs.
Jennifer's situation lit the match, like full send.
The story of Jennifer Combs went viral, charged by Trinidad PD for a Facebook post questioning the city's drinking water. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality has since found violations with the city's drinking water. The Texas Rangers have not disclosed details of its active investigation.
They will find corruption. I do believe that.
Also resigning, newly hired city clerk Sandra Rojas and municipal judge Susan Carver. Neither has been mentioned in lawsuits.
It's an operational failure.
It's unclear how the city's day-to-day business will operate. In a Facebook post, the mayor calls it an inconvenience that will create issues, but some welcome a clean slate.
I think it's going to give Trinidad an opportunity to actually right the track.
I've requested an interview with Cynthia Dozier, but at this point in time, we have not heard back. In her resignation letter that was posted to the front doors of City Hall, she makes some claims that right now we just can't substantiate, but she does describe what she calls a circus coming to the town of Trinidad. As for the mayor, he's been in regular contact with us throughout this whole process, and he says he hopes to have City Hall open in some sort of capacity beginning Monday.
Okay. Yeah. I think the entire police department needs to be fired too. They need a whole full clean slate because that's ridiculous.
Well, that video was 7 days ago, so
Yeah.
we still got stuff going on.
Yeah, but the whole thing that where the city had shut down because everybody was like, well, lights are on, cockroaches spread out. That's basically what happened. How's that correspondence dinner?
Do we have to pay this guy?
Pay who?
This guy who made a comment.
No. There's
I love this segment. We need a segment. This should be something. Every week we'll play like 2 or 3 Trumper tantrum videos. Dude, I love it. Do you see it in the comments?
I see it. I think it's kind of the reverse way. Like Trump is having a tantrum. I thought that's the reason why.
Oh, no, I was thinking of it as the TDS afflicted. They are having Trumper tantrums.
I don't want to go that route only because it's going to be a constant. And I mean, if you find a video that you find kind of, out there and pretty good, because we got 2 more years of this. And we don't need to make a segment that's like a constant.
We're stopping the podcast in 2 years?
No, we're not stopping the podcast in 2 years, Bill. Trump is going to be out of office in 2 years. So that's a lot of things that's happening right now. Is a lot of prominent people that are Democratic are jumping ship, like Bill Nye.
Bill Nye? Oh, not the science guy.
No, he's stupid Democrat for life. No, the guy that's always like down Trump's throat. And then he went to a dinner with him and Kid Rock, and they had a fun time.
Oh, well,
because he had JD Vance on his show on HBO here recently, and he's like, if it comes around to it, I'm not voting communism. If anything, I'll vote JD Vance if he goes up for election.
So, how do you think it's going to fly this election?
Right now,
you got a lot of people who say, "Oh no, we've lost," and the best ones I heard on the positive side were yesterday. Victor David Hansen, whose opinions I value highly, and Newt. Both think it's going to go gains for Republicans.
It might,
because of 2 things: the redistricting.
Yeah, I was thinking
that they're in a whole party's imploding.
Yeah, a lot of the parties. Did you hear the recent stuff? Is like they're not even going to suggest Gavin Newsom, but they're going to go with AOC.
Yeah, and someone looked at the list and said none of the above. Yeah. AOC, Buttigieg, Kamala.
Well,
they said it's going to be someone else.
They got those super delegates. Man, I watched a whole video of the super delegates for the Democratic Party, and I was literally sickened from it.
The manipulation.
dude, you don't have a vote anymore. And it was all because who was the opposing
Bernie?
it was for Nixon.
Oh, back then.
Yes. It was the opposition for the Democratic nominee for the Nixon presidential thing. But it
Hubert
was
Humphrey or George McGovern?
McGovern. Because he was the popular one set to he went in for the Democratic side to be voted in as president, and they decided after that, because he was the popular one and he didn't get all the votes, that they decided, hey, we're gonna have to do the super delegate. The mayors and congressmen and senators have more of a voting power than anybody else. And I was like, that's not a good party system then. But here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing about that. They did that because they didn't want communism. Why is that funny, Bill?
We're getting communism.
Yes, thank you.
And it's their own fault. I've been saying for 5-6 years that, hey, this is going to bite them in the ass, because they've been pushing these people so far and kept pushing. And I went, these people are going to turn on them. And boy, have they turned.
Yeah.
And it's what the party needs. Because I've said they need it to just go full blast nut crazy, and then boom, it explodes. Then it'll weed out the nut crazy, and then we'll be back to something at least maybe a little closer to the party of Clinton when they were sane.
Yeah. I mean, you're a hardcore Republican, but I voted for Clinton.
Really?
Yeah, I voted for Clinton.
No, I mean, oh, you did?
The second time. I didn't get to vote for the first. Don't look at me like that.
A Clinton supporter. You know, if it wasn't for Clinton, we wouldn't have the internet. We wouldn't have the internet like we do now.
No, that's Al Gore.
No, really. Well, yeah, that's the joke. But the honest truth is, they were trying to. All the states wanted to regulate the hell out of the internet. Oh my gosh, let's regulate it. Let's regulate it. So what happened? Clinton came out and said, we regulate this, we're going to stop innovation. So we need to federalize any regulation instead of having 50 different separate little bits of regulation covering the internet.
Yeah. So
So
thank God.
he took over. Does this situation sound similar?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, breaking news. Breaking news.
There you go, Bill. Okay.
False alarm?
I guess so.
It's been blasting moments away till Trump takes the podium. And when I originally checked, it was like he's going to take the podium at 5 minutes till. So we came in early on the broadcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I like.
We are running on Trump time right now.
Yeah, basically.
He doesn't control the timing of this.
Oh, that's right. Fuck. Where did
What?
I put it? Oh, Cynthia sent me some stuff because I'm hanging out with I'm hanging out with somebody, and she's very anti-data center, but yeah, she sent me this thing because she was wondering why the no, that's not that. Damn it. Not that either. I can't do that, boys. Okay. No. Not that one. No, she sent me something because she was saying that there's a thing that like Greg Abbott did to voters, and she was saying, why is it only in East Texas that the data center ends the project? Is all the stuff not for just East Texas? Because they have to have their own power supply, they have to have their own water, and
That was the first one that couldn't meet the criteria.
yeah, it's the first one that couldn't reach the criteria. But it was the only one in East Texas. It was East Texas, and she's like, "Is it only for East Texas?" I was like, "No, that's for all data centers in Texas." And I was like, "Oh, see."
And hopefully these damn idiots in Archer County don't stop at one there. That is thousands of jobs, and people say they're temporary worker jobs, but no, we've got several businesses in town that are already hiring and expanding, putting millions of dollars. And what they're doing is they're going to provide components for data centers in this entire region. So it's going to cause a boom in jobs in Wichita Falls. And these are jobs for parts, jobs for replacement parts, AC jobs, electrical switches, a lot of components. And these people just go, oh, 2,000 workers, and then they're gone. Well, the supply chain, those parts don't come out of thin air.
Yeah.
And very few people are talking about that. And anyway, I drove out to Wilbarger County just to look a couple of nights ago to look at the data center. And I tell you why I drove out to Wilbarger County. Do you want to know why I drove out to Wilbarger County? Come on, ask. Why the hell did you drive out to Wilbarger County?
Why did you go drive to Wilbarger County?
Because my AC was out in the house and it worked in the car.
I would do the same thing.
So I got on and I said, hey, AI, it's such and such time at night. It's getting late. Is there any way I can get to the Wilbarger County Google Data Center and the solar field and see both of them while it's still light? So he plotted me a route, but he plotted me a route to, one, the wrong solar field. So I wouldn't have been able to get to it. Two, you can go all the way to the data center, but there is, you know, those roads where they break it down to one lane and then they have a flag person hold up a stop and let the traffic come from the other side. You there, Dave?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So the flag person, I sat there for about 15 minutes with the flag person there, nothing coming. So I'm like, AI, what is this? Well, in a construction project like that, regardless whether anything's coming, it isn't one of those like they're radioing ahead and something's coming. They have to stop it for so many minutes. So she came up to the window and I said, hi, you know, what's up? And she said, yeah, we're holding this. And I said, you know, is it okay to get up there? And she said, yeah, you can go right up there. I said, oh, bummer, I wanted to see it in the daylight. And she said, it's still impressive with all the lights and all the cranes at night. And then she said, you can go up there and see it and turn around. And I said, am I going to be able to go straight, or is this road I'm going to have to turn back around? And she said, you're going to have to turn back around. And I said, am I going to have to set for another flag person coming the other way? And she was like, yeah. So she said, you can turn around here if you don't want to wait, or you can turn at this road right here that's behind me. And I said, I'll turn at the road behind her. It was 3.5 miles of washboard. It was just, I thought the vehicle would be throwing nuts and bolts. It was bouncing that much, but it was interesting. So I drove around and I realized, look around. Okay, there's the lights of the data center. One thing, when you see the activists throw up lights of a data center in a picture, look how bright it is. You ever taken a picture of a sunset, David?
Yeah.
With a cell phone.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that if you snap the picture and then you tilt it a little bit, it makes the picture look completely different.
No.
It's pulling in, it's like altering the white balance. You can completely change it. And I can't get it from the phone. So I took pictures of it from the distance, the lights, and then I tilted my phone so you could see what it looks like when the activists show a picture of it. And it's, man, completely different. But that's part of the manipulation. But I'm driving along and I go, what's over there? A data center? No, that's Vernon. What's over there? No, that's the lights of the prison. So all these people talk about light pollution, light pollution. My thought is, when's the last time you looked at the sky? Do you really care about light pollution? And I'll show you. I'll see if I can put something up real quick. Just hold this. I took a vacation, and on my vacation years ago, I went to a dark sky area purposely. I planned a 5,000-mile trip so that on a moonless night, I would be in one certain spot in Utah. So we're talking timing here, Sedona, Las Vegas, up through the Mighty Five National Parks, and we're going to be in this spot at this time to look at the stars. Is that incredible? Now, one thing when people talk about light pollution, the data centers are going to light up the sky. Oh, man. I'm going to have to try that some other way. It's not coming up with my green screen, but what I have is a light pollution map. And yeah, people who scream light pollution, you've never even looked at damn stars, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, they would know.
Oh, they finally brought in the guy who did the Bosnia attack to U.S. soil.
Okay, I got something coming up I'm going to read. It's about the location. Now, I just took a really, really long 2-week vacation, and I should have double checked something continuously. The locate feature was off on my phone on part of it. Yeah, I always like to be able to pull up my pictures on a map and see where I've been. I wanted to know exactly how the lighting was when I did that in 2018. And so I found that old picture. I gave him the approximate location here and here. And then I went and I found the actual picture, and I found the actual picture to get the exact latitude and longitude coordinates, because that's something I do. We stopped, pulled over in the dark. I snapped 3 pictures of the dark, strictly to actually have a location. So I put that in there, and I said, here's more exact. This was Saturday, July 7th at 11:59 p.m. And I put the in there. And here's 9 months of planning for that vacation, and here was the results. Those numbers put you directly on Goblin Valley Road, right outside the entrance to Goblin Valley State Park, the ultimate dark sky destination. The rating, you managed to hit a rare certified Bortle Class 1. Goblin Valley is an official international dark sky park, meaning it possesses an exceptional near pristine quality of the starry nights. The atmosphere at 11:59, taking a photo of the pure darkness right at midnight, was brilliant. The galactic core of the Milky Way would have been positioned high in the southern sky, cutting right over the weird, eerie silhouettes of the sandstone goblins and hoodoos surrounding your car. The perfect blackout at that location. You were completely shielded by the San Rafael Reef to the north and miles of empty desert to the south. No headlights, no highway markers, zero modern interference. So 9 months of planning, and I get that. So I know what I'm talking about when dark sky. I had the red flashlight that you have to use a red flashlight. Otherwise, any bit of light hits your eyes, you've got to wait several minutes for them to adjust. So we're standing there 2 or 3 times a car comes by and I go, close your eyes, close your eyes. So we close our eyes, car goes by, we open them again. And every few seconds, it was like millions more stars appeared. The Milky Way cast a shadow on the ground. Can you imagine that?
No, it's one of those things you have to see.
Or almost not see.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what the significance of Goblin State Park is?
I had never even heard of Goblin State Park.
Goblin Valley State Park.
I kind of want to go there just because it says goblin. I'm expecting goblins, so I can,
You've seen it before.
No, have I?
Uh-huh.
If it's your stuff, Bill, I've never.
No, you've seen it in the movies.
Which movie?
Galaxy Quest.
Oh, the one that's like overly used in California, where
No. Goblin Valley State Park in Utah. Galaxy Quest, not Valley of the Fire State Park where Kirk died. In Galaxy Quest, the Rock Beast.
Yeah.
That's Valley. That's the state park. Think of all the different creature looking things, and I got it up on the computer. This is where I went. You can see Wichita Falls, drove out to Vernon here, and you see all that light.
Yeah.
The data centers aren't going to fucking stop you from seeing the sky. It's already not there. That's light pollution. That's from 2018. Very oddly, they've been putting ordinances out on light pollution and all that, trying to shield the sky. And I asked AI, I said, okay, my map is from 2018, frozen in time. Has it gotten any better? Oh, you would think so. But no, because they went to LEDs.
Here, Bill. You can't stop light pollution like that when you're in a city. You have to literally go out into the country. And even then, you have to go somewhere where they have no lights. I go to you can go to like a state park, and like Wichita Mountains. We go out there and just hang out and look at the sky there. It's fucking phenomenal. Or my brother-in-law, he lives over by a lake, and we go out there, and there's no lights or anything from the distance of Wichita Falls, and it's like probably around 10 minutes out. And it's gorgeous. Finally,
there is a spot west of us, but I can't get into that right now.
Yeah, go ahead, Bill. Hurry up.
Because
by the way, figure that one out. But I am delighted to be here at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Amazing people, a lot of people that I like. Some I don't like it all. But I respect most of them. I must say that you do a great job, amazing job, and it's an honor. As I said 3 months ago, the show must go on. We were backstage, and we both wanted to just have it go on, whether it was 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, it didn't matter. But in the end, it made more sense to do it the way we're doing it. And we had a great news conference at the White House, at a very important room, and you did very well. I think we all did very well. It was a hell of an evening, I can tell you that. Won't soon be forgotten. And I think a lot was learned from that evening. A tremendous amount was learned about security and about other things, the dangers of what we all do. But just like my presidency, the second time is always better. It's always better. And the third time will be better yet. I'm only kidding. From the earliest moments after the attack on our dinner last April, I knew we had to reschedule this event as soon as possible. We had to do it very quickly, and we met very quickly, and we figured something out. But the attempted mass murder at the Washington Hilton, that's what it could have been, was an assault on our democracy itself. Very serious situation. Many of you were there with me, and some showed extreme bravery, like Pete Hegseth, Steve Miller, Tom Holman. Really? They were standing on tables, and most of you were under the tables, okay? But they did. They showed. I saw every one of them that was standing up in those tables. I didn't know if they were brave, if they were smart, if they were stupid as hell, but they were on those tables in some cases, and there were a lot of different feelings going on in the room at that moment. But after hearing the gunshots, many people yelled, "Get down, get down," which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. Do you believe it? Get down. She's the only one that really understood what that meant. It's quite an evening. But tonight we come back together to answer that heinous attack with unwavering resolve. And every one of us here this evening to show that in America, we do not yield to political violence. We can't do that. Can't do it. So in this country, we believe in freedom of speech. We settle our differences not with bullets, but with open and vigorous debate. And no deranged loser with a gun will ever change that. We can't let that ever happen. There are a lot of very dangerous people out there. We can't let it happen. I want to begin by expressing our gratitude to the incredible men and women who put their lives on the line every day to protect my family and myself, all presidents, and lots of others. That's the United States Secret Service. So I appreciate it very much. And Sean and the whole group. Amazing job. Amazing job. In recent months, they've repeatedly responded to threats with speed and professionalism and extraordinary courage. And there is no better example of that than Officer Victor Gonzalez, who we just met. It was amazing. What he did was amazing. When the would-be assassin charged the checkpoint at speed, he was fast. When you looked at that, you had to look at it about 10 times before you really saw what was going on. He was quick. Nasty. The gun made him nasty, actually. But Officer Gonzalez engaged the attacker without hesitation and took a bullet to the chest after his ballistic vest, fortunately, was on, saved his life. And Victor did not even want to go to the hospital for a checkup. We insisted, really, we wanted him to do it. We insisted, but he didn't want to go. So to Officer Gonzalez, Secret Service, Metropolitan Police, law enforcement generally, and even all of the military who surround us in the room tonight, we salute you and we thank you with all of our hearts. Thank you very much. Great job. Great job. Great job. These are great people. So this evening we're picking up right where we left off. So let's have a little bit of fun. I said, what do we do here? Is this supposed to be fun? Am I supposed to be serious? Am I supposed to be a comedian? So I guess you said maybe a little bit of everything. I know one thing, I could never have done the speech that I had ready just a short while. Oh, that was going to be a doozy. I was so psyched. I was going to rip people. And I don't know, just something changed. It's really for the better, but I just wouldn't want to do that. But we'll do a little ripping if you don't mind. But it is true. I said, how do we handle this? It's going to be a different kind of an evening, and it is. And in many ways, it's a more beautiful evening, actually. Everyone's looking really good tonight, and I know it was not easy finding shoes to go along with your bulletproof vests, which many people didn't want to wear because they'd rather die than look 20 pounds heavier. You know that, right? We have that a lot. They put one on me. I said, are you sure I'm not wearing this? No, you look exactly 20. They say, sir, it's about 21 pounds. I said, not good. But I want to thank the outgoing president of the White House Correspondents' Dinner Association. Now, she won't admit it, and she should not admit it, but we sort of became friendly. You know, in times of stress, on occasion, you become friendly. I have a lot of respect for Ouija, and I tell you, we went through a little bit of a war together. It turned out pretty good. It turned out pretty good because of a lot of good people. They stopped the tragedy. So I want to thank you very much. Fantastic job. And Ouija worked extremely hard to ensure this dinner was rescheduled. And we want to just thank her family. I just met her parents, her children, her husband. What a perfect family. So it's really great. Thank you very much all for putting up with this, right? But let me also thank the incoming president of the Correspondents Association, Jackie Heinrich. She can be very tough as a reporter, I will tell you. She can be nasty. She looks so beautiful, but she can be so nasty. How could that happen? But she just got married to a very successful congressman, a very good congressman. I'd like to have a couple of more votes from it. That's okay. On occasion, he shows a little independence. We don't like that. But now he's a very professional guy, and he loves our country. But that's a big thing. I just see what takes place. We're talking about what takes place to be in the position that you're leaving and that Jackie's coming into. And it's a lot of work, a lot of friendships, a lot of talent. And so, Jackie, congratulations. And congratulations are also in order for our favorite White House press secretary, Caroline Levitt, who just had her second child. You and your husband. She's great. She's done a fantastic job. We all love her. She's done a fantastic job. She's another one. She can be nasty. But sometimes she has no choice, right? But Caroline may have one of the hardest jobs in the White House. She has to deal with all of you all of the time. And you can be very difficult. You can be very, very difficult people. But I'm probably being a little bit oversensitive. Sometimes I really do think that some of you don't like me. In fact, I read a report. I get 93% negative publicity. 93. So how the hell did I win the election by so much? Think of it. I don't think that's true. I can't believe it's 93. In the 80s, maybe, but not 93. But this place is really the largest group of Trump derangement syndrome people ever put together at one time, I suspect. Some of you are lucky that our last dinner was cut short because I had brought with me what would possibly have been, I'm telling you, I had something. I was going to go after you. I feel so badly doing this. It's going to be such a letdown. Oh, yeah.
Do it.
But your lives were really in danger the last time for an opposite reason. But on the plus side, your careers were saved. And we have we really do. We have a complete and total. You know, I love the words complete and total. They say, but it means almost the same thing. I said, it doesn't matter when you say it. It's called emphasis. It's called emphasis. But everyone is now really warming up. The new White House Military Center, drone port, highly protected ballroom. We have our ballroom. The windows are this thick. I said to the people, well, if a bullet hits, what happens? Nothing. Nothing. It bounces right off, sir. This is the greatest bulletproof glass. I said, AK-47, that's supposed to be a big one. I don't know so much about the guns. My sons know a lot. But I said, I know it's big. What would happen? They go up, meaning it can take more. I said, so if I'm making a speech and I hear that pinging sound at a window, what would I do? Sir, leave the room right away, but you're going to be safe. We're building something that's going to be amazing. And in light of what we went through, I think people understand it. It's going to be amazing. A phenomenal, one of the biggest drone ports anywhere in the world, right on the roof, right protecting the White House, not only the ballroom. And what's underneath, you know, is supposed to be a top military secret, what's underneath, but then you get sued as usual, and you have to reveal that you're building this unbelievable situation downstairs with room after room of very complex stuff. It was the military's dream to have it built. I wanted to have a ballroom because for 150 years they wanted it. And then the generals came to see me and they said, sir, you're building something. This gives us an opportunity to do something that will be so unbelievable, never happen again. Because there's very little built under the White House, very hard to build under a very fragile building like that. It's very fragile. It's old and a little different construction standards, frankly. And this is an opportunity for us to build something very powerful. I said, let's keep it secret. They said, no, we're telling you, sir, let's keep it secret. And then we get sued and we revealed every room, we told the people that did the suing, they're not good people. We told them, we said, you know, you're being very unpatriotic when you bring a suit like this, but it is what it is, but it's going to be, it's really going, it's moving fast. We're ahead of schedule. We're right on budget. And it's going to be something like, I think, no country has. I just visited China. They have this magnificent room, the Great Room. They call it the Great Room. It's a great room, but what we have is going to blow. There won't be anything like it. It's going to be fantastic. And with all of the things that are going along with it for safety and security of future presidents, you know, I'm only going to be using it for about 6 months, assuming we finish it right on time. I get to use it. Somebody said, he's building it for himself. I'm building it for the future. I'm not building, I use it. Now, had I not gone down 6 or 7 stories, then in that case, I would have been able to get a couple of years out of it. But that was far more complex what we did downstairs than what we do upstairs. So we're very proud of it. That's going to be amazing. And I think I was just telling the whole group sitting at the table we were talking about it. I said, I think, you know, it's White House correspondence. So I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to use that. It's going to be very large and very beautiful and very safe. And that's what you need. So I was thrilled to see that after witnessing the attack, even Democrat Senator John Fetterman told his fellow Democrats to drop the Trump derangement syndrome and build the White House ballroom. But it's much more than that. It's something that you're going to use. I predict that you're going to end up using it, and a lot of people are going to end up using it. They're going to be as safe as you can possibly be. But despite everything that happened at the previous dinner and all of the dangers involved, I'm told that this is still the hottest ticket in town. This ticket to get in tonight, because it's a smaller room, it's a beautiful room, it's a luxury room. See those beautiful chandeliers? I can tell you everything about them if you'd like to know. See that beautiful Capitol above? See the beautiful Capitol? See the everything, the brass. Those chandeliers are great. I'm looking at them, saying, I wonder if I could, you know, I sold this building. And they're doing a nice job, but they're nice people. But I'll tell you, I'm looking at them saying, I wonder if I could walk out with those chandeliers, because you can't buy them. They're very special. I won't tell you the fact. I won't mention that they're Czech crystal, because I'd like to say everything's made here, but they are Czech crystal. And they are beautiful. And the Waldorf people are doing a really nice job. We're proud of them, actually, because, you know, when I left town, I was a little angry. I was a little bit angry. I was offered a nice price. I said, I'm getting out of that place. And then I said, let's make a comeback. And but I was very proud of this building. This building was hot. Remember the lobby floor, 82,000 feet. For those in the real estate business, 82,000 feet. That's a major floor. That thing was packed every single night. It was packed, mostly Republicans, I would say, but it was packed every single night. It almost brings back memories. But I left town, and I have just had nothing but good experience. And this might be the best experience of all, having all of these incredible people in this room. It's a great feeling, frankly. It's a great feeling. But tonight's event, thank you. But tonight's event is even crazier than the last time. In fact, it's so successful that I've been informed by CBS News' David Ellison, who's going to do a fantastic job. He's the owner. He's the owner. He bought it, spent a lot of money, and he's going to make, I think, fantastic changes and keep some of the great stuff going. But that next year they're going to call it the Trump White House Correspondents Center. He told me that, and I like that very much. We're going to change the name of it, okay? Well, it's going to be so hot, just like our country is hot. We are hot, by the way. But to be honest, it's just about the only way that they're going to ever get me back here. You're going to have to change the name of the dinner. But how's that one going? Not too good. I hope that everyone finally got to enjoy their entire, very delicious beef tenderloins, very special beef. And I want you all to know that Bobby Kennedy, who's right here, personally ran over the cow in his car. And he cut it up and he brought it here for you to eat tonight. So it's very fresh. And Bobby also suggested an appetizer featuring his favorite cut of male raccoon roadkill. But we drew the line at that, Cheryl. We said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not doing that. We love Bobby. I'll tell you, he's a piece of work. You think it is fun, but he is a very different kind of a person, I will tell you. But he has what it takes, and he's smart, and he loves the country, and he wants people to be made to feel good. You agree with that, Bobby? He wants people to feel good. And he's doing a fantastic job. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. We can joke all we want, but thank you. A lot's happened since the last time we were all together. Last month, we hosted one of the most incredible sporting events in world history at the White House, the UFC Freedom 250 fight. The UFC fight. When I announced that we're going to build a boxing ring right outside of the front door of the White House, that took a lot of heat. But it turned out that was, they say, about the most viewed fight in history. It was beautiful. So many things happened. It was supposed to rain. We're going to do it the week before, and the weather was beautiful. And the weather came and it went. And now we came up to Wednesdays. They said, sir, this was on a Sunday night, replacing 60 Minutes, which is nice and unusual because usually it's Saturday night. And they said, sir, this was from Wednesday on. Tell me about weather, right? Sure, it's going to rain. I think you're going to have to. It's going to be one of the worst storms that we've seen in a long time. It's coming up the coast. It's going to hit you on Sunday night. It's going to be a disaster. I'm saying, can you believe? And you saw the ring we built, Dana White, the great Dana White, and everything. We had the best fighters in the world. Turned out we had the best fights that most people have ever seen, including me. It was just a miracle. But what happened is we're waiting for this rain to come all day long, and it's coming, and it's horrible. And it's 8 o'clock, and we say, I think it hasn't rained yet. I said, maybe we should postpone it an hour. Maybe we should make it the next day. We didn't know what to do. And finally, we just said, let's just have it. And it never rained. It was perfect. In fact, the week before, it was 92 degrees. It was nice, but this was like 72 degrees. And the rain was coming, and it came right over the White House. And it was like, thank you very much. It went like this. And other areas were drenched a few miles away. We didn't have a drop of rain. And it was absolutely one of the most incredible things anybody's ever seen. People said it's one of the most incredible nights of their lives. So just remember, before I came along, if you wanted to see someone lose consciousness on the south lawn of the White House, all you had to do is ask Joe Biden a question. Remember that. Oh, you think I'm kidding? But the big fight was such an amazing success that tonight I'm pleased to announce that we're going to host an even bigger one right in front of the White House. Every Friday night, every Saturday night, we're going to have fights in front of the White House. But we do have something coming and I'm only kidding. You know, the one thing about the press that I learned, don't be sarcastic. Because I'm a very sarcastic person, and I get sarcastic. And most people know that, but you have some bad people that will write it exactly like I say it. And I said I was only kidding. But we are going to have Indy 500. Roger Penske's coming in mid-August, and they're going to have it all throughout Washington. The greatest cars, the greatest drivers in the world. And that's going to be something. Already they have over 350,000 people signed up, going down Pennsylvania Avenue, around the Capitol. And Roger, who's incredible, he won the Indianapolis 500 20 times. Think of it. Germany, Japan, all these countries, they spend billions and billions of dollars trying to win the Indy 500. And Roger wins it. He literally won it 20 times. On the 18th time, I said, you know, that's amazing. I'm going to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And I had him up. And then he won it 2 times after that. The guy's amazing. And he lost the last one by about 6 inches, if anybody watched it. So they're coming here, and it's going to be something really exciting. We have unbelievable events. It's an unbelievable country. And on July 4th, we were over at the mall, and it was raining. It was supposed to be really bad again. And we had 450,000 people show up, and that's a light number. And I was told, sir, we're going to have to cancel the event. This was not good. And it was drizzling a little bit, not raining very hard. And people are calling me. Friends of mine were calling me. And I got a call from Brett Baer. Brett Baer said, it's not raining. I said, where are you? I'm standing at the mall, and I'm waiting to go in the White House. Then others called up. They said the same thing. And I said, you know, this is terrible. But there was lightning, not big lightning, but you don't have to have big lightning. Just have to, it takes just a little bit to do some big damage. So they said, everybody must leave. 450,000 people were forced to leave, and they left. And then I said to myself, I said, let me call up and find out what the hell's going on. And I called up and I spoke to a brilliant young man. He said, don't worry about it, sir. We can do it in a couple of weeks. I said, you can't do it in a couple of weeks. This is the 250th birthday. In 2 weeks, what are we going to do? Say, let's go? We're going to have a redo? No. I said, I'll speak if I have to speak at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I don't care. Call them all back. They're all gone. 450,000. And most of them were in cars. They were heading back to Texas. And it was sad. And we said the show must go on. Very much like here, we said the same term, right? The show, it's a great term. It's true in life. The show has to go on. The show must go on. And I said, the show must go on. I put it out on Truth. The show must go on. And we had...
sorry about that. You can catch the rest of that stuff on YouTube or anywhere else. I have to go to bed. So
and next week, I can detail, don't forget, my experience that day.
Yep.
Because I spent over 5 hours standing in 114 heat index on the concrete waiting to get into that. More on that later.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Wild William.
Catch you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.